Hi, I'm Jen Duke, and I'm going to talk to you about Module 4 in the KISA framework. I'm not currently working in a building because I'm a district office, so I did reach out to my former administrator at the building I used to teach at to see if I could sit down with him regarding the KISA framework in my prior building. So we talked about all 4 of the categories: relationships, relevance, responsive culture, and rigor, that particularly have rubrics attached to them. And we felt like in relationships, the building is very close to modeling. They have a lot of collaboration going on with their staff, great student relationships, and we do have a building mentoring and district mentoring program that is great for new teachers to the profession. In relevance, we felt like the building was transitioning. We do spend a lot of time on curriculum adoption, pay close attention to those kinds of things, but we don't have individual plans of study, and that was the first time my principal had heard about those. Responsive culture, we determined that the building is somewhere between implementing and transitioning depending on the category. They do have great strategic plan, we do as a district, that just recently included the whole child, which is great. And we are taking a good shift in professional learning, but there is an area of risk-taking and individual learner experience that needs to improve. Finally, in the area of rigor, we determined that the building is implementing. Career technology education is something that is kind of hidden and by the wayside in our building and in the district, and it's something that I know they want to look at in the future. Dr. Heinauer, the principal of my former building, is a servant leader in my opinion. He is all about relationships. He cares about the staff personally outside of school and wants what's in their best interest in order to gain the best interest of his students. And I also talked to a few staff members, a few of my old colleagues, and they also determined that they would categorize him as a servant leader. 2 areas that I would specifically want to improve upon, focusing around PSEL 10, D, E, F, and J, around school improvement, would be relevance in component 2 with instruction, and responsive culture in component 1, the culture of teaching and learning. The areas of risk-taking and individual learner experiences would be the areas I wanted to improve in my building. First, in the area of risk-taking, we have a building that's full of very strategically compliant students. Therefore, our staff knows that they can instruct kind of like a sage on the stage, and it can be a very sit and get type of environment where the teachers give information, the students get information, and then they're assessed on it. And I would really want to improve that culture in the building of the staff being willing to take risks and be innovative. I would start by forming a focus group that was centered around discussions on what is good instruction. And once we talked about what good instruction looks like, then the question might be, what are future-ready students needing to be effective in the world after school? And then once we've kind of had discussions and compiled all that information, I'd want to take that research back to the staff during professional learning and see if we could use some job-embedded professional learning, choose a staff member maybe that was on the focus group, maybe videotape some of the instructional strategies they're trying and share those with the staff and see if we can build a culture of risk-taking in that capacity. I would also want to directly improve individual learner experiences under the responsive culture component. And the way that I would do that would be to begin to take the work that we did around risk-taking and innovation and see how we can continue to change instruction and make it more student-centered. Does that mean we have to look at technology and the things that we have available for resources at school? Maybe that means that I send teachers to other buildings to watch teachers that are doing student-centered instruction in their classroom and having success. I would also want to use PLC time to have professional discussions around the things they've been trying in their own classrooms, the things that are working, not working, and see how I could help them in the planning process and implementation of more student-centered individual learner experiences. It was difficult to find just 2 areas that I wanted to focus on because each category of the rubric, I could definitely think of something as a building leader that you would want to improve upon. Thank you for listening to my presentation, and it was very interesting to talk with an administrator about KISA.